Bonjour, welcome. How are you? Right, just thought I'd quickly do a quick update this morning because a few of my longs got tapped out overnight as we came to our little red box here. Um, so look, just a quick review of this structure that we are in and what possibilities could have happened. Firstly, obviously, triple tops tend to get taken out, so we'll have to wait and see. Um, Secondly, we did actually, and I haven't left it on. I've left it on. Yeah, I have somewhere. Yeah, there it is. We did actually have an 80% setup this morning at whatever time that was. That would have been midnight. So, and that has played out down to the POC value area low here. So, yeah, so this movement has done what it's supposed to have done. Consolidated in some kind of fashion at the top here. So what does that mean? Does that mean we're going to suddenly come all the way down here? Quite possibly, yeah, but it's not. It's not my preferred option, and the reason being because I just don't see why on a July the 4th weekend they'd let the price drop £4,000 when they know that the whole of the retail market is watching price because it's the July the 4th weekend and they're sat around pools and in their gardens and on the beach on their phones. So let's have a quick look at this mess in here and how can we try and describe that? Well, I'll just do a quick measuring class here. So we've got a 1 there, possibly 2 and a possible 3. That measures 4, no overlap. So that's all good, right? So this has got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then ideally we want a fifth, right? That's what we want. We just want a fifth, and the fifth never really finishes, and I don't think it's finished here because you then get another 1, 2 here. We don't have much overlap here. We don't have any overlap between the 4 and the 5 there. Let's just measure it and see where it lands. And it lands at the 0.5. So absolutely, this could then be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then that is all 5 of the fifth. So, and the reason why this has to end here and it can't end here is because this would be your fourth, and your fourth comes back into your first. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 here, 5. And that does not seem balanced to me. That does not seem like a structure which suggests balance and coordination. So I'm a little bit more inclined to suggest that this is a possible 1, 2. That's a 1, 2. This is a 1, 2. This is a 1, 2. This is our threes. Fours are fives. Fours are fives. Fours are fives. So we get our mess, volume, mess. Here's our volume up here. This is our first 4. This is our first 5. We're looking for another 4, 5. That would be where I think we'd see it this morning. And this will just be a mess. This will be Sunday mess. This will be designed to wreck those late longers, those early shorters, or whatever. This whole nonsense here. Algos will be just eating you up all day, in between here and here, if you get involved. So I think my thesis is whether we come and take this low out here is that this gets taken out before the end of the day. If we come over to our larger pattern, which obviously we've been watching for ages and we're still expecting higher anyway, we're still expecting to come up to here. Yeah, we can absolutely do this, which is a nice WXY movement. But the other thing I'm thinking about is that actually, if I want the world to think the bottom's in, the last thing I want to do is bring price back down here just to push it back up again. That doesn't make any sense. What you want is you want the world buying this. Oh my gosh, the bottom was here. Ow, ow. Bitcoin's going to the moon. Bitcoin's going to the moon. It's above 65,000. It's above 66,000. So if I was a market maker, I'd want to make this look impulsive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make it look like it's about to ship to the moon before it changes course up here. If that is obviously what we're doing. Very possible that we can just, this is the bottom. There is nothing to say this is not the bottom. But we won't know that until we break up here. And then we can start looking at that. But we've been looking at this now for the best part of over a month. We've had this drawn on for ages. So we've definitely been in where we need to be. And what we can see, what I think is kind of interesting, is that here's your structure on the upside. So this was a fairly obvious bounce and a decent structure to stay in because we had clean structure. Yep. But obviously this was, unless you got short at 67 or something and held it, this was a bit more messy because if you look at the overlap on the structure here, it's very, 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 very choppy. Okay. And that's what we find is that when we have corrective movements, that the middle section, this one here, is always the choppiest and the worst to trade because it constantly feeds off the narrative that that was a top and that was a bottom. Okay, so in a microcosm, that's what we're getting here. And in my, I think that this is going to be a toughie, but it's Sunday. So I guess it absolutely could dump, but I don't think just doesn't seem to that doesn't seem to for me have a narrative which works. The narrative which works for me is that they pump it another grand. That then gets everybody excited. So so I guess it's a wait and see, but my general feel is that this was the mess. This is the volume, and I'm now looking for more mess. If you want to trade today, I guess you've got a long in here somewhere. Maybe it takes this out. Stop loss. It's probably here on or just below that shelf there. 61,500. It's a bit of a big stop loss if I'm honest with you, but we're trading mid-range, so it's a shitty place to trade. The problem about going long here is that this looks like an exposed low, so it looks like it will probably get taken out today. And the liquidity hunters have got room here and here. So ultimately, I'm actually looking to short further up now. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my short box into here. And that will marry up with this volume profile of the structure down this wave here. And that will give me the POC here and somewhere in between. And I'm going to put, this is going to be a big box, right? But it's a Sunday, so I'll come back to it later on. It's $1,000 box, which obviously we don't use. We use $500 boxes, but we're going to put this here for the moment because that's where I think is our possible outage here. And if we get up here, if we get up there, here's the consideration. The consideration is this an ABC? 5. B needs to come 90%, and then we get that. That would be nice. Yeah. This is Sunday. This is today, Sunday, then Monday. Once everyone's bought, we come down. I mean, you've got to. I guess if you come, you have to look at these two highs here, don't you? Because that is also not particularly groovy. So yeah, I guess in general, I think we're going to get chopping up. If we don't get chopping up and this is finished and they're leaving this triple top, then we'll look for our areas too long, but I don't think the long will come in till later on during the week. So I guess this will be our first opportunity here. I imagine that's the 618 as well, or close to. Yeah, there you go, 618, and this is the two value area lows. So yeah, so I think I'm either going to wait to short higher or long lower, and I'll watch to see if this gets taken out and what happens. I guess there might be a possible long here. Take that out there. Maybe we stick a little scalp long box in here. Caveat that you don't give it much room. Maybe just below 62. There you go. Maybe 61.9 if you want to take that. If you want, I won't be taking this, but if you wanted to, that would be where that's what you do. So there you go. Up would be my best guess, and either from here or here. But ultimately, we're looking up to get into a short. And then if we miss that, then we're going to be looking for another long down here. And if we miss that, obviously, we will be looking for the 90%, which would be here. Okay, let's just quickly measure this out for you guys. There you go, the 90% right there. All right, listen, that's 12 minutes. Sorry, it's too long, but that's what I'm seeing. I think grinding up to this short. If this was the short, which I don't think it is, but if it was the short, then we're looking at these two lower specs. You've got a scalp long here. All righty, enjoy your Sunday. Go dig a hole. Don't spend too much time at the charts. Lots of love. Taddy buys.